Hello mga katribo! Happy rainy Wednesday! It seems as if tapos na ba ang summer? And of course, you know the saying na always save for a rainy day. And that is exactly what we're going to talk about today. It's all about personal finance, savings, banking. And in this episode, we'll be joined by an executive from the First Bank of Southeast Asia. They've been establishing trust, financial strength, and innovation since 1851. And of course, it's proudly Filipino. And now that we're still in the middle of a pandemic with continuous rising of inflation, we have to challenge ourselves to be wiser financially, di ba? Let's find out from our guest how we can help ourselves. Please welcome the Executive Vice President of Bank of the Philippine Islands, or BPI, Ms. Ginbee Go.
Magandang
Hello!
hapon,
Oh,
Francine.
how are you?
I'm very good. Nice to be here, and thank you for having me.
Yes.
Maulan talaga, so
Oo.
but I hope that maulan means also more blessings.
Yes, dapat, di ba? And
Yes,
of
yes.
course, BPI can help us. That's why we're here to ask you today. Pero
Thank
first,
you.
so shoot tayo ng first question kasi
Yeah,
all our katribos are raring to find out more. How did
sure.
the digital world shape banking today?
Nako, that's a very interesting question with a lot of possible answers, Francine. But let me respond to that from the point of view of our customers, because I'm sure that ang mga katribo natin, yan ang talagang interest nila. Now, I
Yes.
see that there are at least three things about digitalization and banking today that is being shaped by really first the way people bank. With digitalization, the way people bank have changed. Today, over 90% of our bank's transactions are already conducted outside of the branches, Francine. Close to 60% of our clients are already enrolled in our digital platform. So we see a lot of the transactions migrating into the online and mobile platforms, less in the branches and more of the transactions going online. Second, digitalization is really making banking more accessible and affordable. So it really supports our financial inclusion aspiration for the entire country. Filipinos now no longer have to travel to a branch to open a deposit account. They can start saving by opening a digital account. Straight through na yan. Today, actually, Francine, I'm proud to and happy to share that BPI has 3 digital deposit products already in the market. The first one is hashtag Save Up, which is available through our BPI mobile app. So just download the BPI mobile app and open na kagad ng BPI hashtag Save Up, and it's so easy. The BPI mobile app is available in the App Store or Play Store. Second digital deposit product, hashtag My Save Up, is actually available through GSave in the GCash app. So just click on that. Dami ng may GCash ngayon. I believe our GCash friends have already said that there are 60 million GCash users. And now available to them would be our hashtag MySaveUp from BPI, available in the GSave app. Now, third is the most recent addition, which we call Todo Savings, and that's available through our wholly owned subsidiary, Banco, through their Banco mobile app, and it offers a high rate of 4%. So, if you think about it, accessible na accessible siya. Very easy because you can do it wherever you are. And what's great is that you only need one government ID, driver's license or passport, and you can already open SSS, UMID. So, and as fast as 5 minutes, you can have your own digital deposit account through BPI or through our Banco. And it is very affordable because the maintaining balance is very low. And then third, Francine, on your question, is that really digitalization has lowered the barriers to entry. and therefore opened up the field to new players. So that's why we now have a number of fintechs and a number of neobanks as they are called. And they offer also fully digital products to consumers. And these are available to consumers who do not mind conducting business totally virtually with no physical branches. Now, what does this mean? It gives consumers a lot of choices. So although digitalization is good from these three perspectives, for the benefit of our customers. So ang mga katribo natin, talagang maraming benefits ang digitalization.
Wow. So talagang there's no excuse not to save, ano? Tsaka I
Yes.
think it's easier kasi you don't see the actual physical bill. So psychologically, you don't have the urge to spend, but rather more of inspiring you to save through those
Yes.
three products that you just mentioned. But how do you think has this affected the brick and mortar banks? Are they still going to be relevant? What's the future of these physical banks that we've grown accustomed to going to?
Isang magandang tanong din yan. Because as you know, Francine, we all started as brick and mortar. That what we now call the traditional banks are actually the brick and mortar. And the reason why we call it brick and mortar is really because we have physical branches, no? Now, globally and locally, our katribo brick and mortar banks are already undergoing digital transformation. I think for BPI, we've always been very consistent in our aspiration and desire to transform ourselves digitally, and we've been saying this for the past 5 years. And ang ating mga BPI customers are already very well adept in the digital channels of BPI. Now, there is if you're familiar with Charles Darwin, I'm sure you are, the father of evolution. He once said, the ones who survive are not the strongest, but the ones most adaptable to change. So this future is extremely exciting for us in BPI who are called brick and mortar banks because we have the power to shape it. To shape it and focus on how we think we can better serve the needs of our customers, not just today, but also tomorrow. So my personal views on this would be three things again, Francine. One is physical presence remains to be a formidable advantage for the following reasons. Number one, to see is to believe. We are in the business of trust. And there is stronger trust for banks with pervasive physical presence. Kasi nakikita mo pwede mong puntahan di ba? Second, the breadth of products and services. There are more products and services that are available at the branch because we're still building out the digital platform capability. So, hindi pa lahat ng products natin at services na available sa branches, available na kagad sa mobile or sa online. So, kailangan pa rin nilang magpunta sa branches and to get that full spectrum of products and services. But of course, over time, this will change. But as of now, that's still the case. Number three, iba pa rin ang may warmth and interaction with fellow mortals, diba? More than being able to transact. Many customers, actually our customers in particular, BPI customers, view our branches as community centers where they enjoy interacting with our branch personnel. They can ask questions and they can get advice on financial matters face-to-face. Kasi pag nagdi-discuss ka ng when it comes to money matters, gusto mo medyo private, diba? And so, iba pa rin yung face-to-face interaction. And many of our customers, particularly in the provincial areas, they really go to the branches and they enjoy doing that because our branch personnel have become their friends. So that's one. Physical presence will remain to be a formidable advantage. Second, my view again, I don't think that we should call ourselves brick and mortar anymore. Rather, brick and click. In BPI lingo, we refer to this as phygital. The traditional banks really have the opportunity to offer a more seamless omni-channel experience. Omni-channel because maraming channels ang pwedeng touch points ng ating mga customers.
Yes.
So our customers can choose in various ways by how they will interact and transact. No? So other than digital, and they can go to the branch, they can call the contact center, they can go to the ATMs and camps, aside from the digital platform. So that variety of channels is still a very important interaction and transaction for our customers. So hindi na brick and mortar but brick and click. Lastly, more than brick and mortar, we are actually brick, click, and mortal. Our biggest advantage is our highly experienced cadre of branch personnel, relationship managers, account officers, and phone bankers. We currently have been expanding our capabilities to provide advisory. Hindi yan kaya ng mobile or online sa ngayon. Of course, it will change over time again. But right now, that advisory, the ability to provide, to educate our clients, help them navigate and manage their finances, particularly in the digital environment, will require the engagement of our own branch personnel. So bottom line, Francine, we will be constantly fine-tuning and optimizing our different touch points. We may be dialing up or dialing down on brick, click, and mortal in response to the changing preferences of our customers. Yan.
Experience the friendliness of the bank personnel na dati ay tawag namin bank tellers. Hindi na pala ganun.
Yeah, hindi na, marami
Mga
na.
teller.
Oo, ano na, hindi na lang tellers ang nasa branches,
Yeah.
no? Really, it's advisors, our financial advisors.
That's good to know. A lot of things are happening and thriving in the banks that we love.
Yes,
Ginbee, how has one BPI improved the overall banking operations?
Thank you for asking that, Francine. You know, for sa mga katribo natin, ang One BPI is actually the merger of BPI and BPI Family Savings Bank. And right now, the activities to integrate the two banks are still ongoing. We are already, in fact, feeling the positive impact of One BPI in the way that we serve our customers, because it allowed us really to consolidate our organization and manage the business, the consumer bank holistically. So we are more coordinated. Siyempre, pag isang team ka na lang, mas coordinated kayo. We are more coordinated in our go-to and in-market strategies and initiatives. So this allows us to provide a more seamless customer experience, because now we have expanded the number of branches where BPI customers can transact, and also former BPI family customers can transact. As of today, we have already converted 56 of the 162 branches of BPI Family Savings Bank. So aside from the over 700 branches of BPI, meron ng additional 56 BPI Family Bank branches na ngayon ay BPI na rin.
Yeah, but
yeah.
I wanted to find out, what was the original purpose of putting up the BPI Family Savings Bank?
Yes. It was also a result of a merger and acquisition. Dati ang BPI family, way back in the 80s, was actually Family Bank. It was a separate institution.
I see.
And in 1985, it was merged and acquired by BPI. And BPI, we decided back then to maintain a separate entity primarily to service consumers, those who are really, especially in the provinces, no. Right now, di ba ang DSP meron yung different categories ng banks. Meron universal banks, na nandyan ang BPI, and then merong mga thrift banks. BPI Family Savings Bank was considered a thrift bank. And what it does, it enjoys, for the BSP, thrift banks have lower reserve requirements. Why is that? Because thrift banks help the BSP at that time provide greater financial inclusion by, again, through lower cost to serve, because lower ang reserve requirements. But diba, now that there is greater digitalization, the cost to serve is coming down as well. So we felt it was time, given that over 90% of the transactions are actually already digital, over 60% or close to 60% of BPI and BPI Family Bank customers are already enrolled online. It is time to merge the two. And now take advantage of the efficiencies and the more seamless customer experience that we can provide to our customers. Ngayon, Francine, our customers can benefit from a wider array of products. Dati, we have this 5-year plan ahead deposit, and it used to be only available in BPI Family Bank branches. Now it's also available in all BPI branches. And then we have this check-accessible kanegosyo credit line product na dati nasa BPI rin, family rin lang, ngayon nasa BPI branches na. So more products available to more BPI customers. Third, for the employees naman, there are more career choices and broader experiences. Kasi now, because we've merged the two, before retail loans used to be only in BPI Family. So now the BPI employees can also be cross-posted to retail lending if that's what they want, and vice versa. BPI Family employees now who are BPI employees already can go to other parts of the universal bank, the Unibank BPI. So more career choices and broader experiences. Now, Francine, you might ask, kailan matatapos itong integration activities natin sa One BPI? We expect to complete it by the second half of 2023, at which time all the BPI customers will benefit from the combined and optimized resources of One BPI.
I think that's the best move ever, and so much relevant to the needs of the times, no?
Yeah.
What I want to backtrack a little bit is, how was the performance of depositors during the pandemic and up to now?
You know, we have experienced extreme, much improvement in the deposit levels. And I guess it's really owing to the fact that the pandemic was a time when customers really shifted priorities and reassess what's important and what's of importance and what is of value in their lives. So number one, we realized that customers have put more importance on health necessarily. So first, health is wealth. And many started to invest in achieving wellness, whether that be physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, or even financial wellness. So some people really looked at how they are managing their money. They've started to save more and also invest more. So less spending time. And maybe because also during the pandemic, hindi ka naman talaga makalabas because there's lockdown, there's less mobility. So people really saved money, and because they know that it is important, ngayong rainy days during the pandemic, consider the rainy day and anything can happen, saving and investing is very important. Second, na-realize din namin and what we've observed among our depositors during the pandemic is they focused on the here and now. So they postpone first the long-term view kasi hindi nila alam ano mangyayari, di ba? So because they don't know what will happen in the future, our customers then focused on the present, and they preferred products wherein they are more liquid, and therefore they put their money on savings and shorter term deposits. And they postponed making those big ticket purchases and investments. I think now that the economy is opening up, that would change. And with greater confidence in the economy, with how they are positioned in their respective employment or in their businesses. I think with greater confidence, that will shift a bit, and they can look over the future with a longer term perspective. So, and then third, we have also seen a number of our depositors, in fact, not just a few, but a lot of them, with the lockdowns, it provided them the stimulus to go digital. Kasi they cannot go out diba? So they needed to manage their funds from their homes. And so we've experienced a lot of downloads of the BPI and mobile and online app. We've seen a lot of the transactions on interbank funds transfers, or within BPI also funds transfers happening, and bills payment also done online. So higher digital enrollments, higher digital transactions, more online commerce as well, which now led to better savings level. Kasi hindi na sila pupunta ng ATM at mag-withdraw ng cash. So that's how our depositors performed and during the pandemic.
So I think at least with that awareness to save on a short term, no, eventually naman I hope it can snowball to the bigger purchases. Like maybe they're thinking now of buying a home or buying a car for more mobility again, no? And
in fact, Francine, to your point, very good point.
Yeah.
And I will confirm that observation, because at the start of the year, after Omicron, our loan releases on housing and auto and personal loans and credit cards have actually shot up. I mentioned this in other interviews in the past. With the opening of the economy, consumer loans will recover faster ahead of the wholesale loans. And that's really because consumers now have greater confidence as the economy opens up. They have more confidence that they can keep their jobs, that they will still have employment.
Yes.
Diba? So tama ka dyan. I confirm your observation there.
And I think more people are more into maybe thinking of coming up with businesses, which is what happened during the pandemic. And I know BPI has been supportive of MSME efforts, right?
That's right. That's right, Francine. The MSMEs had been really hard hit during the pandemic. I recall, during the toughest lockdowns, about 50% of the MSMEs have actually closed. And then as the economy opened up, I think there were still about 25% that were closed. But we've seen very good recovery even on our MSME loans and also our microfinance loans. So only good things. Early indicators, green shoots, definitely has been very good.
I think the positive activity has only shown that depositors are more confident right now, diba? Parang they're no longer as afraid with threats like hacking or fraud. How else has BPI tried to strengthen the security and protection of its clients?
Right. Again, another important question yan. Kasi with digitalization, cybersecurity risks have also increased. And PSP, in fact, have noted it. I don't know if you're aware that we've already taken out any embedded links in our emails or SMS or any messages, because the BSP has already mandated that we cannot embed any links kasi nagiging source yan ng phishing at smishing, diba? And that's really a very proactive move of the BSP. Now, even before that, BPI already anticipated the need to invest in cybersecurity because we were going to transform ourselves in terms of becoming more digital, and therefore we see really a big shift in the transactions to digital. BPI, in fact, has invested in our own cybersecurity center, where we have a dedicated cybersecurity team monitoring potential attacks and fraud 24/7. We invested in our own fraud monitoring systems. We invested in technology such as the one-time PIN. And aside from the one-time PIN, which most banks have, we also already have mobile key. So your security is linked to your device. Your bank account is linked to your device. So hindi basta SIM card yan, diba? It's linked to your device. Dapat hawak mo yan. And then there's also a month ago we also launched our card and transaction control limits within the mobile app. So you can set your own transaction limits in terms of online commerce, bills payment, transfers. You can set it lower or higher as the need may be. And most importantly, I think, Francine, and siguro marami sa mga katribo natin ang alam to, BPI continues to invest in consumer education and awareness on cybersecurity risks and advisories. In fact, just before the elections, we put out there, diba, in Facebook, you shouldn't let anyone else withdraw from your account, diba? So the combination of all these various levels of security is really a testament to BPI's commitment to protect our customers. Ultimately, itong security is a shared responsibility. Hindi lang to sa bangko. We cannot fully protect you if you allow, your account if you share your one-time PIN, if you share your password, the bank cannot do anything. So it is a shared responsibility. Customers must always remain vigilant and ensure na nakataas ang ating mga radars constantly when it comes to fraud.
And I guess it's really just awareness, no? Naku, thank you, Ginbee. So far, we're really being inspired to save and grow our money digitally and, of course, brick, click, and mortar wise.
Yes.
But before we continue, let's take a short break first.
Sure.
Magandang araw mga katribo! Narito na ang mga makakasama nyo tuwing umaga sa programang Gising Na. Roy Pelevelo, Atty. Lia Badillo Crisostomo, Vernon Velasco, Kim Sancha at Chirk Balagtas. Abangan ang programang Gising Na sa Facebook page ng Daily Tribune.
Ilabas na ang mainit na kape at samahan kami sa inyong pag-almusal, mga katribo.
Simulan natin ang bawat umaga with good vibes sa mga informative and recreational segments ng aming programa.
Maaari niyo rin ibahagi sa amin ang inyong opinion via Daily Tribune Facebook page at Tribune Now sa YouTube.
Makichika na rin sa latest showbiz happenings, mga katribo.
Kaya naman, magsama-sama po tayo sa
Gising na!
Non-stop showbiz update ba ang hanap nyo? Sagot na yan ang aming Tribune Extra. Balitang entertainment at lifestyle, mapalocal man o international, meron kami niyan. Manood at makichika na kasama si Kim Sancha, Lunes hanggang Biyernes, alas 5 ng hapon sa Tribune News on Q at separate premiere nito ng alas 7:30 ng gabi. Mapapanood sa Daily Tribune Facebook page at Tribune Now on YouTube.
Hi, welcome back to PairFect. Still with us is the Executive Vice President of BPI, Ms. Ginbee Go. Hello, welcome back.
Hello again, Francine, and hello again sa mga katribo natin.
Yes. Speaking of the pandemic, I think nobody was prepared for it. Of course, wala talaga. How can we be more personally, financially independent in these times of pandemic? And ayan, advice na from a banker.
I'm happy to provide some advice, Francine, because that's really what we are here for in BPI. We are your financial advisors to promote financial wellness. And as you put it, financial independence. It's important, whether it's pandemic, even if it's not pandemic, even if it's not high inflation, it is important to promote financial wellness so that we are ready anytime. When there's an emergency, we're ready. So to me, and sharing with you what we advocate in BPI, preparation and discipline are key. So what do we mean by that? Number one, we have to have a goal. We have to have goals. We have to have aspirations. how do we know that we are financially well if we don't have a goal? Diba? So, dapat may goal tayo. And, the good thing is, I think about 2016 or 2015, there was a study by the government on what are the aspirations of Filipinos. I think it was the 2040 aspiration survey. And the top 4 would be, 1, send kids to school and college. Siyempre, lahat ng karamihan sa mga parents, yan ang aspiration. Number 2, own a house, own your home. Number 3, drive their own car, own their own vehicle. And number 4, start, as you mentioned earlier, start a business or expand your business. Whatever your goal may be, it could be one of these 4, or for some, depending on your life stage, prepare for retirement, 'di ba? Iba-iba ang goals ng bawat isa sa atin. So, but it's important to have a goal. Second, once you have a goal or once you have several goals, you have to learn how to save. Kanina pinag-uusapan natin saving. Save first. Now, normally, when it comes to earnings, ang formula natin, 'di ba? Earnings less expenses equals income or savings, di ba? But baliktarin natin. Dapat, ang formula natin, income less savings is expenses. What does that do in terms of your mindset? Ibig sabihin, may goal ka muna sa savings. How much do you want to save? And then, kung ano yung matira, yun lang ang pwede mong spend. So that is your target. You have a target for savings, and what's left will really be the amount that you can spend. Diba? Ang sabi nga ng ating mga lolo at lola, kung maikli ang kumot, kailangan matutong maluktot. Is that correct? That's how.
Yes.
So, yan, save. Learn how to save and have a target in terms of saving. Third, hindi lang savings. Dapat meron din tayong investment. Invest. How different is savings from investing? Kasi ang saving, it's the here and now, right? We save. We save our money. Ang investing is we use our money to build our future. So, savings is not enough. We need to achieve our dreams, our aspirations by investing. Kasi ang savings is really transactional. Ang investing is allowing us to achieve our dream for the future. How do we do that? Normally, we think about investments in terms of mutual funds, bonds, diba? Equities, stocks, trade. Those are real forms of investment, and these are the typical and traditional forms of investment. Ask your financial advisors in the bank, what are these investment instruments? Kasi depende sa, are you a risk taker? Are you a conservative depositor? Merong iba't ibang type of funds or investments ang pwede sa inyo depende sa inyong risk profile. But ito pa, hindi lang investment funds, bonds, or equities ang investment. Did you know that getting a loan can be a form of an investment? Getting a loan is not bad if it is meant to finance an investment for a long-term asset, such as a home, a car, or a business. Yang top dreams or aspirations ng Filipinos of owning their home, driving their own car, starting their business, or expanding their business. Those are very good reasons. Those are very good investments. And to do that, you may need to get a loan. Don't wait to have enough cash to start on your dream. We can help you by starting now through a loan. Diba? So, and then, fourth, track and review your spending and see where you can cut. Find cheaper alternatives, diba? And you know, sometimes you have to
Parang mahirap yan.
Diba mahirap yan eh.
Pero tama ka dyan.
Diba? There are cheaper alternatives. You don't have to coffee, for example. Diba?
Exactly.
Yes. Over the pandemic, maybe, Francine, maybe because many of the stores have closed, I've started to brew my own coffee, bring it in the office, and it tastes better because now I can choose my beans. So
Yeah,
I think for
right.
alternatives, diba?
Oo. And I think, thank you for that, for those advices, mapaka golden nuggets of wisdom. And I think it's perfect timing kasi syempre kakatapos lang ng sweldo and we're almost done with the 6 months. We're on to the next 6 months. So those are good things to reflect on regarding our future, how we'll deal with our personal finance, no? Jamie, what I want to ask now is, what about women, yung mga mothers, homemakers? Kasi they're the CEOs of the house, sabi nga nila. They decide most of the purchases and all. Do you have any specific advice, like family budgets, or how can they grow that? Or family bills? Paano ba? How does making it become more efficient?
CEOs ba ang mga women, or CFOs, or all
Yes,
around?
lahat na, all president.
Oh, but
Chairman.
yeah, yes, Francine, the women are really, really, parang ano ba tawag dyan, ilaw ng tahanan, di ba?
Yes, yes.
We spend so much on, we spend so much time taking care of our family, making sure that we are able to attend to their needs, di ba? So, sabi mo nga, CEO, and to some, CFO, at all
Yes.
around na.
Yes.
So, for women, my advice is, number one, don't be afraid to get help. Hindi mo kailangan pasanin ang buong mundo.
Yes.
So to speak. So, kailangan, you can ask for help. And for us in BPI, we have a lot of financial advisors. Wherever you may be, merong BPI branch at meron kang makakausap na financial advisor. It's our relationship managers, our business managers at the branches. Pumunta ka ng branch, pwede mo silang tanungin because they're very properly trained in terms of giving financial advice depending on your current personal circumstances. So hindi mo kailangan pasanin ang mundo. Get help. Second, take care of yourself because if you don't, you cannot take care of your family. Right? So make sure that you also have me time and that you are able to make yourself healthy overall, holistically. Me, I always tell my friends and my family and my colleagues, it's important to, number one, exercise regularly, eat healthy, get enough rest, sleep well, and of course, pray. Always find time for prayer and reflection because that really brings about overall equilibrium and wellness in us. So for women, do not be afraid to seek help and make sure to take care of yourself as well. Now, there are bills to be paid.
Yes.
Diba? There are bills to be
Nagpapaasan.
paid. Oo, may budget. Minsan talagang hirap i-budget lahat yan.
Yes. Or scheduling how to pay the bills.
Yeah, so we have the BPI mobile app. We know time is of the essence. Time is precious for many women who are multitasking. You don't have to travel far. You can do it right from your home. Just download the BPI mobile app, open a BPI account, and everything, all the bills that you need to pay, you can pay online.
Oh, and I think that would be well for women, lalo na tayo, no? Multitaskers daw.
Diba? Totoo naman talaga. And hats off to the women.
Yes. Okay. Naku, thank you, Ginbee, for joining us today. We learned so much. I personally want to go to a bank right now or maybe download the app already. But
Yeah.
before we go, may we ask for some parting shots from you?
Yes, again, Francine, many, many thanks for this opportunity to be able to speak to our Katribos. And to our Katribos, BPI is here for you. We are here for over 170 years to service the changing needs of our clients, of our customers. And we are here to build a better Philippines, one family, one community at a time. And we're doing this by making sure that we provide you the financial products and services in a very relevant manner, servicing you in the best way that you want to be serviced. And so you've seen the evolution of BPI from being a branch-based bank to being an ATM bank and now to being an online mobile bank. And most importantly, to all our katribos, what really defines BPI is not so much our technology, not so much the branch infrastructure, but really our people. Come to us, talk to us, ask us questions. We are here to give you the advice that you will need to be able to achieve your aspirations and dreams. So come to us, and we're happy to serve you.
Thank you, Ginbee. Naku, 173 years, heritage and legacy. What more can you ask, no, in terms of trust and, of course, service and the mortal aspect of banking.
Yes,
Thank
that's
you.
right.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Ginbee. Stay safe and stay dry.
You too, Francine, and
Sige.
sa mga katribo, salamat. Thank you very much for this opportunity, friends.
Thank you. And thank you mga katribo for tuning in. You can watch PairFect Live every Wednesday at 2 p.m. on Daily Tribune's Facebook page and on Tribune Now on YouTube. Once again, I'm Francine and this has been PairFect.